Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another live stream here on the channel. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic Thursday so far. Let's see who we have in here today. We have Ben, Caleb, the one who almost made me late, as well as Sam, cameraman, Hoops, Edits, Ponderosa, Kyle, Jake, and everybody else who is in here who may just be watching, not chatting, or if I missed you, if you're just now tuning in, welcome to the stream, Rango, as well, and also, Jared, Johnny, Severe Weather, Pat, glad to see you all in here. Let's go ahead and switch on over to our main scene. Also, welcome, Lakeisha. Still haven't fixed that glitch there. I still can't manage to fix it. I did close my pen out. I forgot to reopen that. So let me go ahead and reopen that now. We did have a tornado earlier today. That was back up here in southwestern Indiana. I feel like my camera's far for some reason. Like it feels far from my my face for some reason. It feels further than normal. But yeah, we did have a tornado. It was actually unwarned and went through the eastern side of Princeton there. And you can see there's another damage report of damaging winds as well, right near that tornado report. So yeah, we did indeed get a actually unwarned tornado, and then they ended up warning it, and it was radar indicated. And then after it started to lift, they went observed with it, and then immediately took off the observed tag. So if you look here, they issued the warning, radar indicated, observed, and then literally 3 minutes later, they took away the observed tag. I know GR Earth doesn't show the polygon changing, but that's what they did. So we did have an unwarned tornado for about 4 minutes. Then, thankfully, like I said, they did warn it. But when they warned it, it was actually radar indicated. Then they immediately updated it to observed. So, Princeton here, I did make a tweet on it. I'll just go pull up my tweet real quick. Let's go over here. So, let me go ahead and just screenshot my screenshot of radar here. All right, so here is the probability of debris from my Twitter here for this tornado. You can see the tornado report in eastern Princeton. So it got warned when the tornado was somewhere out in this area, right in here, right around there. So it was on the ground. This is just a rough estimate. Rough estimate somewhere in here is where it was on the ground. Then it lifted somewhere in this area. So they did, you know, some of it was definitely inside the warning, but this whole track here from when it probably touched down near this orange line here, that I think that is a highway. I'm not for sure. I'd have to go check, but it touched down up here. went through the eastern side of Princeton, and then lifted somewhere back out in this area. That's just based off of radar imagery. Radar could easily be wrong on the exact path of it. A lot of the times it varies, which is why on Twitter I did this huge circle here, because that's just the general area of where a tornado tracked through, because radar is wrong often. Sometimes the tornado is a lot more to the east or west of radar. It just simply depends. So generally, that's where we had a tornado touchdown. Generally, in this area, moved through eastern Princeton and then lifted somewhere out in this area. So there you go. And like I said, it was unwarned for like this portion, like all this portion right here is where it was unwarned. So it was unwarned through the as it hit the city. You know, that's why they warned it, because they saw just the area of rotation, and then they got that report almost immediately as they warned it. They got that report of a tornado ongoing, and then as soon as possible, they upgraded it to observed. And then you could see on this screenshot right here, they went back to radar indicated. That red means it's radar indicated, because that's not blue. So yeah, I did. If you want to go to my Twitter, I explained that a lot better on my Twitter using a bunch more screenshots. You can go look at that. Same as my YouTube, of course, over there on Twitter. That's where I do a lot of analysis on tornadoes, as well as just some overall quick updates for severe weather. I try to keep it quick and very brief on Twitter, because I just, it's easy. I like to just do quick 1-minute tweets over there, and then every now and then I'll go a little bit more in depth on something like that. Although I haven't really done any full like in-depth analysis. That's going to change pretty soon. I hope to get to the April 27th, 2011 outbreak. I did want to ask you guys, since most of the people who are going to watch that video are in the chat right now, do you guys want it more of a documentary style or more of an analysis style? So think of it as more of like a a documentary as more of an entertainment and slight education purpose, or more of a full in-depth meteorological dive into the actual event and how it occurred. Because I know a lot of people, it's kind of 50-50 on that. It's broken. Some people want a full analysis, and other people are going to want a documentary of it. Let's see here. So let's go over to Radar Omega. So this is the current look. This is the current look here at your radar imagery. So we just have a lot of severes. These severes don't look all that intense. For instance, if we take more of a high resolution look here from our radar over Nashville, they don't look that intense, but this was actually producing 60-mile-an-hour winds a little bit northwest of Nashville there. Same goes for this one going towards you, Legacy. I don't know if you're in the chat yet, but one of our mods, Legacy, lives out here in Murfreesboro. Doesn't look that intense on radar at all, but definitely could be producing up to 60-mile-an-hour winds there. This one's a little bit of a different story. This one does look quite a bit more intense. It was actually producing up to 70-mile-an-hour winds at one point, but now it is slowly started to weaken with time and is back down to 60. So yeah, an analysis would be more like Trey does, whereas a documentary is more like probably the documentaries that you see all over YouTube about these tornado events. But yeah, a documentary is kind of a little bit like, it's slightly like both. Just a documentary would be in kind of a different style video than an analysis, an in-depth analysis. So, Rango, I've only seen one tweet about that severe stretch, and it was just a person making a random guess about the threat for severe weather. But yeah, as we went over yesterday about the threat for severe weather, you'll never guess. You'll never guess. Just like clockwork, the SPC went ahead and they highlighted, you guessed it, a 15% chance right over areas where we were discussing in yesterday's briefing. We were talking about the Midwestern U.S. back down into Arkansas and Tennessee, and they actually did highlight the northeastern portion of that area we were talking about. The reason why it doesn't go back out to the south and west is because of concerns on a capping issue. From what I understand, it seems like they're concerned about storms actually initiating on the southwestern side of the risk. And you can see that just by the simulated radar here on College to Do page for Monday. You can see how there's a lot more convection up here where they have that risk outlined. And on the southern end, there's a lot more scattered convection. And if we take a look at your ingredients, definitely not the most gracious day. This is atrocious. Dude, this isn't even a severe threat. My goodness. That is barely even a severe threat right there. So, yeah, I mean, still a big capping issue along that whole area. Maybe 12Z shows it a little better, but you can see that northern side, how it gets a little bit less capped. That's because it's closer to your cold front, closer to your low pressure, which allows for more of a forcing mechanism and thus allows for more forcing for ascent there. And in a very obvious fashion, their storms do end up firing on the GFS. So that's my main guess as for why this 15% isn't that big. Capping issue and instability issue back out to the southwest. If we look here. Oh, yeah, right there. Convection coverage may be limited along the trailing cold front. So that's why they didn't push it anymore to the southwest. At least the threat for damaging winds. So right now, this 15% is solely for the possibility of damaging winds. They do not mention hail or a tornado threat with this, which is obviously good news, but I still want to be weather aware. You know, damaging winds are exactly what they sound like, damaging winds. So just make sure you are weather aware out there. Going into Monday, that is April 14th, right? Yeah, April 14th. Yep, April 14th. So we'll keep an eye on that threat. I'm not going to do much of a... Okay, this is starting to bother me. Hold on, let me turn this off for just a second. See if I can fix it at least a little bit. Maybe I can get you guys a little bit closer. I swear it used to not be that far away. It feels like that feels a lot better. For some reason, that feels a lot better. It felt like I was a milestone away from you guys. It's like, geez. It was bugging me to death. Yeah, I also put the camera down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Maybe it needs to go up a little bit more, but that seems better. Today is just a big time hail threat. There's a lot of change with temperature from the lower levels up into the mid levels of the atmosphere, and that just allows for a lot of updrafts. A lot of updrafts to form just everywhere here, and that's why you get all these storms. And we were talking about a 15 sig potentially being needed out here. And I really still stand by that. They didn't upgrade it to a 15 sig hail, at least. Yeah, okay, they didn't. I didn't check the 4 o'clock update, to be honest with you. But yeah, they did not upgrade that to a 15 sig hail. Personally, I think it was needed throughout like this entire area in here. I don't know if we're going to see more storms fire in this area. The HRRR had these storms firing closer towards like 8. They're a good solid like almost 2 hours early. So we'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, but either way, very significant hail up to about 2 or a little bit more than 2 inch in diameter will be possible. Language, Ethan. Let me go over here. Hello, Legacy. I was just talking about your area being inside a severe storm. You still could get some downdrafts here. Could get close to 40, maybe pushing 50-mile-per-hour winds, but I doubt you'll actually achieve 60 there. It looks like that's really weakened. Man, I wish I left the timestamp in on this. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, just extremely large hail today. That's the biggest issue. Extremely large hail. I say extremely large hail because it's not very often that you get these hailers here in the southern Midwest into Dixie Alley here in early April. That's not very, very common. That's not common for early April. Sorry, I'm quickly checking something else. Let's see. I also want to show you guys, we'll wait 30 minutes for that. I want to show you guys the, actually, you know what, considering it came out 30 minutes ago, I'll just show you now. Let's go to mesoanalysis. I want to show you this area. So, here. Okay, this is mesoanalysis. And I want to show you out, not in Mississippi. Why was that in Mississippi? I tried to take it over here. So this is in east central Alabama. And look at the cooling with height here towards the lowest 3 kilometers of the atmosphere. That is insane. That is actually wild for northern Dixie Alley in early April. I mean, you have very, very significant cooling with height all the way up till about the 500 millibar level or so. And then it starts to be, it starts to become more normal cooling with height. But these first, like the first about 450 all the way down to the actual surface, that cooling is wild. Basically, long story short, this just allows for very intense updrafts to form in thunderstorms. As long as other ingredients are there, it allows for very intense updrafts to fire up. If we look at those other ingredients, you see we got plenty of cape here, plenty of mixed layer instability as well. You've got a handful amount of D cape, definitely enough to promote damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And there you go. Yeah, exactly. 9.1 kilometer lapse rates there from the surface to 3 kilometer right there. I keep saying 9.1 kilometer lapse rates. My goodness. 9.1 Celsius lapse rates right there from the 0 to 3 kilometer range. So that's from the surface to obviously the 3 kilometer up towards the atmosphere there. So just a very insane profile for east central Alabama for early April. Not something you see very often. The good news is that we don't have a lot of wind shear. So that means the tornado threat's going to be fairly low. Also, if we go back to that SKU-T, you could see the difference in your dew points and temperatures. Just assuming here, I don't actually know. Let's just look at surface observations instead of assuming. Yeah. Okay, so my assumption was actually a little off. I was gonna say like 70, 75 temperatures was my thought for the temperatures, but the dew points, I thought this was into like the mid to upper 50 dew points. That says 47. That is 47 dew points right there. So that is a crazy temperature dew point spread difference right there. Not a lot of moisture. That may actually be why these storms are struggling just a bit. They're still, obviously, they're producing hail, but it's not extremely large hail of like greater than 2-inch in diameter. If we had some better moisture content, I imagine that would help and favor more hail growth. I didn't look for dry air on that. Yeah, so you can see a dry air entrainment there in the 400, 500 millibar level. That could also help aid in updraft development and larger hailstones to form in the mid levels, and then of course drop down towards the surface, and be like around 1 to 2 inch in diameter, depending on what your storm structure looks like as a whole there. So we're going to continue to monitor that and keep a very close eye on these hailers as they push through this area, and see what happens. See how large the hailstones could get with this event. And you can see, I think I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really know if that's from the low pressure up in Ontario or not. Okay, so we actually have a secondary low. That's what it is. Yeah, so we actually have another low pressure right in here. I was gonna say, because I didn't think your cold front would be able to go over like this. That would be too weird of a cold front. So we actually have two lows. I don't know if you can see it. So we have a low up here, and then we have a low like right. You can see the wind barbs. You can see the wind barbs changing in direction. There's a weak low, a very weak, broad surface low somewhere out in this area. So you have a low pressure up there where I marked with an L. Very compact, very tight low pressure up there. Very easy to spot. A more broad, weaker low down here. So you have a cold front that goes from this low pressure, this low pressure. I'll draw it in blue. Cold front goes right down into here, connects to that other low pressure, goes back down into this area, and then it goes somewhere back down in this area here. I could have drew that a bit better. I could see where your cold front is on those wind barbs. So we'll keep an eye on that to see how that cold front progresses. I also I kind of want to say our cold front's back down in this area, like down here, more sharp, back out in that area. I want to go back and look at those observations. Yeah, to me, it looks like it's in between. So definitely a broad surface low here. A very tight, compact low back up here. And then you definitely have two, not, I guess it is considered two cold fronts. Yeah, two cold fronts, because you have a cold front going from this low to this low, and then that forms a secondary cold front, which is actually the reasoning behind this severe threat. I just try to figure out exactly the setup here. Another reason why I'm pointing out that surface low is because I'm also wondering if that played a role in the tornado earlier near, shoot, I forgot, Princeton, Indiana. Near Princeton, Indiana. All right, let's go back over to GR Earth. I want to also point out this storm here. It just got warned for 1.75 inch hail now for Stardust City. So make sure you are indoors, away from doors and windows, and preferably, honestly, in your safe spot if you are in this area right in here. You can see this very large hail core starting to form. So these are very intense updrafts. These are very, very intense updrafts here that have formed in northeastern Alabama, which was to be expected. Slowly from last night all the way into this morning, we figured out that these updrafts were going to be a lot more intense as we had a lot more cooling from the surface to the mid-levels. Yeah, but not a lot of a tornado threat out here. Wind shear is just very low. I am a little curious to see if we get any increase in a tornado threat tonight once those temperatures cool off just a bit, and maybe a little lower level jet starts to ramp up here, because we only have like a 20 knot lower level jet, so very, very weak. Personally, I don't see much of a tornado threat today. You know, we did have that quick spin up tornado back out in southwestern Indiana. That was on the ground for a couple minutes. From what I saw on radar, it was on the ground from anywhere between 4 to 7 minutes. That's guessing off of radar and the debris signature. But the NWS will go out there, they'll survey that, figure out exactly how long that tornado was on the ground, but it was definitely a tornado. I do want to go over to here. Also, another report there, large limbs down half a mile east of the downtown square area in Princeton, along Highway 64, potential tornado damage. And that was out there again in Princeton, southwestern Indiana, earlier today. All right, so just a bunch of severes right now. A lot of severes. We did get... Wow. I mean, that just shows you how your updrafts are still... Even though they look weak, they're actually not that weak. Look at that. This rain shower, it really doesn't look like much more than your average rain shower. Right over the Nashville International Airport, produced an observed wind gust of 61 miles per hour. 61 in a weak rain shower. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's because you have such strong updrafts here, which allows for solid downdrafts, and that promotes a big time wind threat with also a lot of hail. Which actually, another thing we can use for that. If you didn't know, ZDR is actually extremely useful for large hail. Let's open another analysis radar real quick. I'm going to go take a look at ZDR on our only significant severe right now. And you know what? We'll switch over to this scene. Ignore that threat level. Let me change that right now. We are not at that high end of a threat. We are at a 2. There you go. And I will fix that date as well. That way you guys don't have to look at a still satellite imagery the whole time above my face cam. Instead, it's more full screen. So, yeah, actually, you can see the ZDR and hail spike here. We're getting a big time hail spike. So definitely very, very large hail falling out there near Albertville, northeastern Alabama. So this is your hail spike, very obvious hail spike right here. Very obvious hail spike there, and you can see the area where that hail originates at out here, literally over Albertville. And I don't know if we can take a look at, yeah, there's VIL, so gracious day. That is a very intense hail core there right over Albertville. Possibly even, I wouldn't be surprised if this is producing even closer to 2-inch hail out here. We have a really good established updraft with this storm, and it's allowing for a very, very large hail spike and very large hail out here. And like I said, pretty much it's a very low wind tornado threat, nearly a non-zero tornado threat. There is a chance we get a brief spin-up tornado, especially as the sun sets here over the next like 4 or 5 hours or so. But that tornado threat is very, very isolated. If we do get a tornado, it would be extremely weak and extremely brief. Let's see here. So we also get a mesoanalysis update in 15 minutes. I really want to know what this environment looks like in the like now here, as opposed to an hour ago. Because if we go all the way to an hour ago here, last time our mesoanalysis updated, we only had like a couple clusters back out here, and then one severe storm. So I want to see if those temperatures may have cooled off some, but in the short term, the main threat is definitely going to be back out here in northeastern Alabama. Very, very large hail, possibly around or even greater than 2-inch in diameter being possible. Also, some damaging winds east of the Nashville area possible as well. And once this cold front, the HRRR has been a very aggressive model run with this, but once this cold front, which is, again, generally located somewhere out here, once that slams into these storms and it all merges up, there's a chance that we see a more widespread damaging wind threat form out here in Alabama and Georgia. If I show you that on the HRRR, we're getting a new HRRR. So not a significant wind threat, but a more widespread wind threat. So this is for 10 p.m. tonight Eastern time. And you can see a line of generally about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds being possible here, all the way from west central Mississippi back out into northwestern, or rather upstate South Carolina there. Could get some gusts up to about 60 mile per hour winds where those updrafts may still be a bit stronger out in like central Alabama, centered near or over the Birmingham metro, around 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's 8 p.m. Central time tonight. Cooling with height is lapse rates. It's the change of temperatures with height. That is what lapse rates are, by definition. Coleman County, Alabama, just windy right now. Let me see exactly which county that is. Yeah, so you haven't been hit by any storms just yet. There are some thunderstorms heading your way, but they are on the weaker side, mainly still just, some gusty winds and small hail. Our very large hail threat, potentially up to 2-inch in diameter, that's going to be strictly with one of these two storms. In the short term, it looks to be like right over Albertville, in northeastern Alabama here. That's where we're getting very, very large hail. Even though radar says, or rather, my bad, even though the National Weather Service only has this one for 1-inch in diameter hail, you can see, is this a different office? Huntsville, Birmingham. Yeah, it is. So the Birmingham National Weather Service went ahead and already upgraded this to 1.75-inch hail, whereas out here for the Huntsville National Weather Service, they still have it at 1-inch in diameter hail. So just make sure you're indoors away from doors and windows. That's what it really means. Just make sure you're indoors away from doors and windows. You don't want to be outside, and you don't want to be near any doors, and don't be near any windows either. It does look like that hail core fell apart a bit, but it could still very well intensify further. So that's your VIL, which is your vertical integrated liquid. Basically, any values greater than 70 indicate significant hail at or above 1.75-inch in diameter. So definitely seeing around 2-inch in diameter hail out here, according to radar. Whether or not those hailstones are actually getting all the way to the surface before melting a little bit, well, that's going to be something we figure out once we see reports in this area. Which there's one report to the west, and that Yeah, okay, that did come from this storm. That was 1.25-inch hail, but that was well before the main hail core actually formed. Like, the main hail core formed directly over this city. You could see it formed on the western side of the city and then moved through the city and then died out. So I wouldn't be shocked if we had 2-inch hail somewhere in here. You gotta do something harder than that, Ben. Do like, what is 12 cubed? That's something a little bit harder. Now you're going to have to do that on paper. If you do that without paper, geez. Ooh, how tall are these storms? That's a good question, actually. I'm a little surprised they ain't a lot taller, to be honest with you. They're around 40,000 feet. Around 40,000 feet there. You don't know what cubed is, Caleb? What grade are you in? Wait, what? Is that actually true there? Hold on a second. um, I gotta go see that. Oh, yep. Yeah, that's true. There is actually snow in the forecast for much of Massachusetts tonight. I had to go check that. That's crazy. Freshman? Okay, so you're just starting. You're just starting to get to that stuff, but you already know algebra. Jeez, if you already know algebra, I would have thought you would have known what cubed is. Come on now. Yeah, so you can see our main hail cores have developed with these two storms. That's what we're going to really keep an eye on here. Some of the tallest storms in history, I do not know. I do not know. Is that something we keep record of? I guess it is. 75,000 feet. 75,000 feet tall. I guess that is something we keep record of. That's it. I honestly thought Texas would be producing higher storms than that. That was on May 26th, of course, 2016. Of course. Oh, my bad, Caleb. Okay, then what is 12 exponent? Dude, Caleb, it cubed is an exponent. That is an exponent, buddy. That literally is that's what it is. That's what cubed is. Exactly, Ben. It's cubed is literally the exponent. Um, let's see here. Hearing a lot of thunder. Let's go up here. I mean, Rhino doesn't have that many strikes around you. But, yeah, very, very heavy rain, 60-mile-an-hour wind, small hail, all possible. 14 miles high, right? Let's see. I want to see exactly what that comes out to. Yeah, a little over 14 miles high. Jeez. Okay, now when you put it in that perspective, that seems insane. That seems insane when you put it like that. My word. Have you heard something like to the power of? Caleb, in reference to like exactly what I just said. 12 to the power of 3. That's what cubed means. All right, Caleb. 12 cubed. Even Google understands that 12 cubed is 12 times 12, 144 times an additional 12, 1,728. Literally, Google knows. Like, come on, buddy. To the power of, not the power of 22. You have to put a number to it. I just looked it up on Google to show you that Google knows that 12 cubed is 3. It's cubed. Sixth grade. See, Caleb? Get on our level. Come on, man. Pay more attention in school. A sixth grader knows more about math than you. Come on. Dude's 3 grades above. That's crazy. Then again, I think Lakeisha, I think I actually learned about cubed in 6th grade too, because I'm homeschooled, so that's why Caleb's probably trying to attack me over here. Um, and I actually went through something that was a lot more intensive schooling to make sure that I knew stuff. And then all that stuff went out the window when I graduated. I was like, I'm done. I'm graduated. I'm done. I kind of want to go to college, but then I kind of don't want to. You know, it's mixed. It's very mixed feelings for college. Sleeping in school, yeah. Wow. That's crazy, Lakeisha. The reason why that's crazy is because Caleb's just stupid. Oh man. I see that's another thing. If anybody's saying homeschooling is easier, I will agree in some sorts it's definitely easier. It is definitely easier. But there's no skipping school. There's no school snow days. There's no sleeping in class. I had none of that. If you were sick, you're still doing school. What you mean? You're at home. Do your school. You don't get sick days. You're at home. So it's also worse too. And then guess what? We don't get a lot of breaks. Spring break? That's not a thing. I never once in my life did I have a spring break. Never had that once in my life. Now I will say, my Christmas break was sometimes a little longer. It depends because we had a certain amount of days off, and so we could like. That's another awesome thing about homeschooling is you could actually double. So you could do if you wanted a day off, just do 2 times the work the day before, and then you're off the next day. That was awesome. So like I said, it's both ways. Personally, even though I didn't go to public school, I think public school is going to be harder. I think that ultimately would become a lot more hard than just doing homeschooling. And that's coming from a homeschooler. I think public school ultimately is a bit harder. Lauren, I'm just gonna flip a coin. It's oh man. I wonder if anybody do you think anybody's done that before? They don't know whether or not to go to college, so they just flip a coin. Yeah, I'm just taking a break right now. Unfortunately, I have a lot of things preventing me from actually going to college. So even if I wanted to, I don't know if I even could. But I may eventually. We'll see. Right now, I love just teaching it myself. But I would also love to be taught more meteorology by someone who's smarter than I'll ever be. So that way I could figure out more about, like, I want to learn a lot more about algebra and calculus and geometry. Wow, I'm a nerd. Gracious. Those are words you've never heard before from anybody, huh? Gracious day. Yo, I'm a full nerd. Yeah, Ben, that's the ultimate goal. Like you see, I love math. I've always loved math. I've always loved math, which is probably I never thought about that, but somehow that led into weather. Somehow weather just the passion for math led on into weather. And then I figured out weather is literally a lot about math, and wow, that's another severe right there. A lot about math and algebra. So new severe warning for fair play. Am I reading that fair play? That's a saying and a half right there. 1 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, northeast Georgia. Hey, look at that! Look at that! Told you, told you. 2 inch hail. See that? See that? The National Weather Service heard me. Totally, they're watching this stream for sure. Oh look, they also upgraded that with a 2 inch hail too. Used to be really good in math when I was in school, but since I've been out of school, I can't really do it anymore. Exactly, Lakeisha. Exactly. I've lost a lot of that, so I would like to relearn it. I would probably have to start on a more basic level, to be honest with you. I don't think I'd be able to jump straight to college. Maybe it would eventually come back to me, but I would probably have to do a little refresher, which I know plenty of ways to do that. Come on, Ben, really? See, I've seen both sides of the spectrums for homeschooling and public schooling because on one hand, I'm personally been homeschooled 12 years, every grade. But then I know Lucky, and Lucky gets out of school, public school, public school. This dude is out of public school. He is home at 1:30, home from public school at 1:30. He has like 2 or 3 classes. How? How? I never knew that was even possible. How do you only have 2 to 3 classes like that? He's in high school too, so if anything, I would be thinking there'd be more, more classes. I had to pick up another class in 12th grade, so that I could get all the credits and as many credits as I wanted. I forgot, is it like electives or something? Well, I had to pick up another class. This dude took off like 5 of them. It's like, geez. How do you even do that? So I had like 11 different subjects or so. It was either 8 or 11, I forgot. 8 or 11. Let me see. Okay, I think it was 8. I think it was 8. 11 seems too high considering you must have 4 electives to graduate. It was probably like 8. Yeah, exactly, Rockets. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's a miracle worker. Out of school at like home around 1:30. I wish he called me on Discord. Then I'd be able to show you guys. I'll expose him. Let's see. Okay, so today's Thursday, school day for pretty much everybody. Spring break's pretty sure it's over for everyone. He called me at 12:20. This dude was home on his computer at 12:20. See if I can get to that person first. Beat the mods. Got to him before the mods. I don't know. I don't know why he gets out so early. 3:35 p.m. when I was in high school. Yeah, that's always what I was told too. And that's what I was seeing, obviously. You know, school buses were normally around our area around like 2 no 3:30 is when school buses were around our area. Lucky's over here home at freaking 12:20 today. It's like, come on. Yeah, so still just damaging winds, small hail threat here. Other than this storm does pose a very large hail threat, 2-inch in diameter. Up here for Collinsville, Crossville, Powell, northeastern Alabama. What? Depends what you're referring to, Caleb. Is that like that could be a scoreboard for baseball, basketball, football. Let's see what else could that be? Dividing the wrong way. Yeah, exactly, Ben. 0 divided by 1. Yep, exactly, Ben. That's what I was thinking of. Oh, that's what I was thinking of, dividing the wrong way. 0 divided by 1. Interested in day 5 for damaging winds? Yeah. Tornado wise, hail wise, no. I really don't see much out of it. I think we could see a couple isolated damaging winds on that day. I would be looking for a potentially greater tornado threat further south. Yeah, look at this. I just noticed this. Let's see the moisture. Your moisture is better further south, but there's uncertainty on the amount of instability and capping, as well as forcing for scent out here. So, if the forcing becomes better out here, then you could have a locally greater tornado threat in this area on Monday, which is day 5. Better forcing would be stronger trough, more south cold front, better, better amplified trough, more negatively tilted trough. A lot of those things can contribute to more forcing. Go back to school. I had no idea what you meant, Caleb. I don't really think they'll go tornadic April. They're very, very elevated. Oh, thanks for reminding me, actually. That means we got a new mesoanalysis here. Yeah, so if we take a look here, surface observations, that's not elevated. That's not that elevated. 69 over 62 there. That's not that elevated. I mean, man, just surprises me every time. Look at that cooling, rapid cooling with height. Just ridiculous. Go to your lapse rates here, 0 to 3 kilometer lapse rates. 8.8. I mean, that's just crazy for this portion of the country this time of year. Still a very large spread, though. So I do think they are elevated now, but if they manage to go more south and sustain and not grow upscale, then they may have a small tornado threat. That little window for a tornado threat would probably be... I mean, they just grow upscale so quickly, but a brief tornado can't be ruled out like near 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. But they just grow upscale so fast. I mean, the tornado threat is so isolated today. That's why I'm surprised we even got one tornado. We got it in southwestern Indiana today. Let me see here. Okay. 8.3% on my math test today. Is that even possible? I never failed anything throughout all 12 years. I never failed any test or quiz. It's possible to get that low of a score. Like, dude, what? How do you get that low of a score? Like, dude, do you just see an equation 2 plus 2 and you're just like 20? Like, what? This also got warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds here. For Albertville too. So if you're in Albertville, northeastern Alabama, just make sure you're away from doors and windows. That's the main thing. How do you get that low of a score? My friend who copied off of me also got 8.3%. Serves him right for cheating. Man. Dude. Man, I don't want to be anywhere near Caleb, man. Keep me away. Keep me away from Caleb. I gotta stay away from that state. And now I also gotta stay away from Oklahoma too. We got Catman who failed driver's ed 3 times. We got Caleb who gets a 8.3 on his math test in Illinois. We've got Lucky who hits trash cans in the middle of the road in North Carolina. By the time I'm able to storm chase wherever I want, I'm gonna have to be avoiding all 50 states. Like, geez. Definitely gotta avoid Illinois though. My goodness. The people here at NCB leaving their trash cans halfway on the road. Oh man. No, because that's actually very true. I lived in North Carolina like what? Geez, it's been like 7 years since we moved to Virginia. It's been a while. They're literally like they're in front of the mailboxes. Some trash cans in North Carolina, they're like literally at or in front of the mailboxes. So if you're on the white line, driving on the white line, then you literally hit the trash can. It's some dangerous stuff there. You got to be paying attention while driving. Lucky, he doesn't do that. Speaking of Lucky, he's going to be chasing tomorrow. He's going to be chasing tomorrow in North Carolina. I may or may not stream his chase. We'll just see. But he'll definitely be live on his channel, which is Lucky's Weather. I'm sure most of you guys probably know his channel. Let's see. I want to go back up here. Oh, yeah, I do like it. I do like Southern Virginia. I'm not a big fan once you go up into like Western Virginia, like up here. As somebody who's chased this area, I could tell you I'm not a big fan of this portion of Virginia. Lynchburg's not that bad. These areas are not that bad, but once you get like along the I-81 corridor or so, right in here, this portion, just not a big fan of it in terms of terrain. But I do like living in Southern Virginia. The dangerous thing tomorrow, Lakeisha, it's not going to be the damaging winds, the small hail, or even the tornado threat. It's going to be the fact that Lucky's on the road, so get off the road. Lucky's going to be driving tomorrow. That's your biggest hazard tomorrow. If I stream tomorrow, I should put that in my title. I should put live severe weather coverage, tornadoes, damaging winds, and extremely hazardous Lucky's driving, all possible. That's what my title should be. But yeah, this is your marginal risk for severe weather for tomorrow. I think the main area to watch is in here. This is the main region I'm watching for the potential of severe weather. Let me show you how things are going to fire tomorrow. I should clip that and send him the clip of me saying that. He will probably get mad at me. So there's going to be a low pressure pretty much over my house in Martinsville. There's going to be a cold front that goes down here. And there's going to be a warm front up here. So in the middle of that, near that low pressure, so in this whole area here, that's where your greatest threat for severe weather will be. Right in that area. Generally. It may be that just generally in this area. I'm not going to be able to draw the same exact drawing every time, but generally I'm watching from Fayetteville, Laurinburg, North Carolina, into Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Durham, Burlington, east of Greensboro, back up towards Henderson, Wake Forest, Roanoke Rapids, Rocky Mount, Wilson, Goldsboro in North Carolina, and then into Virginia, Clarksville, South Hill, Lawrenceville, Emporia, those areas there. That western side of your marginal. About high point, definitely could see an isolated severe storm, but mainly high point's just going to get isolated heavy rain. So there's high point. I don't know if you tune into our storm chasing streams, but I literally passed right here. I went to the corridor of I-74. And what is that? You may have to help me out here. What the heck is a green symbol? I think that's the first time I've seen that. Gracious. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you. But yeah, just isolated damaging winds, heavy rain. You can see 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Maybe some very small hail also could be possible. Dude. 85? Yeah, I see it's 85. Is it I-85? Like, what is that? Because interstates are blue. And then, your highways have that unique symbol to them. There you go. That's your highway symbol. Winston. Is it different on Google Maps? Okay, so there's all your interstates. It's green here, too! Interesting. So it's just an interstate? It's a highway? It's a highway. Okay. Yeah, because see, that's I-85, right? Right there. I-85. And then it splits off into Highway 85? Dude, that's weird. I honestly don't think I've seen that before, even though I've driven very close to this area. Oh, it's a business sign. Thank you. That's what it is. It's Business Loop 85. Is there like other ones of those? Okay, I got it. Learn something new every day. I'm sure I learned that before, but just forgot. I've never seen it before. I I've actually never seen it before, and I've literally driven right by that area at least 5 times. I don't know if I've ever driven on that business 85 area before, but yeah, now I'm gonna go around looking for other ones. Come on, there's gotta be one in Texas somewhere in here, right? Like literally, look, I there's none of them. That's the only one I've seen. I've never seen that before. Wonder if it's like a San Antonio. Interstates. This one? Nope. I wonder if that's like a North Carolina thing. Because when I looked it up, I saw two on like the two that I saw were in North Carolina, both of them. Okay. We going to try to find another one. We're going on a little scavenger hunt here, trying to figure out where this is. Okay. Apparently there is one along I-20 here in Texas. Let's see. Maybe through Dallas. Gracious day. If there's how's there not one in Dallas, man? Where is it? Hmm. According to Google, it says that there's one along I-20, but I really want to follow I-20 forever because this is oh, looky there. There's one. We found one. So it's not a North Carolina exclusive thing. There it is, Business 20. Business Loop 20 right there. So you guys you do have one in Texas. That is near Midland, Texas. Let's go see if Peoria has one. Probably not, considering I've never seen them before, and all of a sudden I've finally just found a second one. Yeah, no. Your state may have one or two. I see my house. Jeez. We were looking for a business before because I've never seen it. It's a business loop 20 right there. The green symbol. We saw that in North Carolina when I was looking at High Point for Lakeisha, and it was a symbol I've never seen before on this site. So I had to go figure out what a green symbol meant, and then I thought for a moment I thought it might have been North Carolina exclusive, and then someone in chat said there was one in Texas, so we went over to Texas. I think yeah, that was Jared who said it was in Texas, and he was right. We were going on a little scavenger hunt, figuring out what it was, because I've never seen it before, to be honest with you. Only 4 states? Yeah. No wonder why. No wonder why I haven't seen them that commonly. But it's literally, one was in North Carolina. Like, I've gone just 10 miles east of there, like 10 some times over the last 3 years. So I'm shocked I never even noticed that. Let's see here. A very limited number of business loops in the US. We have North Carolina, South Carolina, California, and Texas. 4 states. So we have Sacramento, California, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and then the one we just looked at out there in Midland, Texas. So this one has one? Yep. There's another one. There's I-85 again. But does that count because it's still the same interstate, still I-85. It is in a different state, though. So there's only 4. See, I've never zoomed into these areas, too, because, see, when you're zoomed out like this, look how far out. Right here is when the interstate logos appear. In order to see those business loops, I've got to zoom all the way into, like, right here. And that's just not something I do that often unless there's a CC drop. And the chances of that being over a business loop is like near 0. I say near 0 because I've never seen it. So, learn something new. Now I know. Now I know. See, there you go. Weather just taught me the 4 business loops that are located in the US. And now I know the 4 states that they're in. I didn't learn that from school. I learned that from Radar Omega and my chat. 2 things. I mean, that's how I've remembered all 50 states. Is with the radar software. I've memorized all 50 states now, which of course I knew before, but you know, it was starting to get a little foggy, and then I picked up weather and rememorized all of them. I bet Caleb doesn't even know more than probably like 20 states. Bro probably thinks like North Carolina is North Dakota. Considering he doesn't know very basic terms like 12 cubed, probably. Canada and Germany. That's all the stats. He can't even spell states right. Oh, man. Yeah, so still getting very large hail out here near Cedar Bluff, northeastern Alabama. Again, just make sure you're indoors away from doors and windows. You'll be good. Also, it would not be a bad idea whatsoever to take a helmet with you and get into the most interior room of your home or even a basement, because this hail is pretty large, up to about 2-inch in diameter. So you're looking at pretty large hail out here near Cedar Bluff in northeastern Alabama. What are we waiting for, Caleb? Now we all gotta wait for Caleb. I believe that was because he realized that those aren't U.S. states. When is CSU coming back, Ben? Help. I've lost CSU. When is it coming back? I miss CSU. CSU has been gone for like 48 hours, and it feels like it's been the longest 48 hours ever. Oh, look at that. Atlanta on National Weather Service Atlanta on Twitter just shared a picture of 2-inch in diameter hail reported north of Cedartown at 7:22 p.m. Eastern Time. That is Cedartown. I feel like we just saw that area. Right? Or was that over here? Oh, that was over here. Jeez. Was that 7:22? Oh, hold on. That might have been Central Time. Yeah, right there. That was in Central Time, wasn't it? Holy moly, no. This storm is just moving that fast. It was actually just 20 minutes ago. How fast is this moving? That's it? 40 miles per hour? Thought it was a lot faster than that, I'm gonna be honest with you. You sure? 40 miles an hour. It's covered. Hmm. Yeah. So I'm assuming that was actually east of Cedartown is where that was reported. Just northeast of Cedartown, right around there. See if they say anything else. Yeah, just north of Cedartown is what they said. So north of Cedartown, we'll assume here. So it arrives in that area. Let's see. 7 p.m. on the dot. Yeah. Yeah, it's moving about 40 miles an hour. Feels quicker than that. Seems quicker than that, though, but it's moving east at 40 miles per hour into Kensaw, Emerson, in west central Georgia. I don't know where I recognize Cedartown from. I'm going to look that up. Cedartown. Oh, well. But yeah, we had a 2-inch hail report there. 2-inch hail report about 20 or so minutes ago. And that is in northwest of northwestern Georgia there. Okay. Yeah, so still quite a lot of significant severes ongoing. A lot of these are for hail, and really surprised that they didn't go 15 sig for hail today. Uh, there you go. Remember, I said we were probably seeing hail around or greater than 2-inch in diameter there over Albertville, Northeast Alabama. There's a report 2.25-inch hail in Northeastern Alabama. So, yeah, I really do think they should have went 15 sig, maybe even 30 sig hail out here. We saw that on the model runs. It was either last night or this morning when that really started to pop up on our model runs. Yeah, it was last night. Last night we started getting signs towards very large hail out here. That continued through this morning. Then the 12Z HRRR and then the 18Z HRRR, and they've just continued to show large hail out here. And of course, now it is ongoing. So, yeah, just make sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows if you're in any of these severe storms. They did downgrade that severe to 1-inch in diameter hail. So these storms are undergoing a merger now, which means there's 2 storms competing for the same environment, and thus they are tearing each other apart. And there may be a moment where they try to re-strengthen, but at this point, this storm that produced 2.25-inch hail over Albertville, northeastern Alabama, is since weakening and will severe just got issued for 1-inch hail there. So still warnings on these storms anywhere between 1-inch to 2-inch in diameter hail. So either way, make sure you're away from doors and windows. And I mean, there's a lot of people under these severes. Everybody in this entire area needs to be away from doors and windows. And that's a very, very large area there. All inside severe warnings in northeastern Alabama. Ooh, sneaky little guy. Look at him. If it was 2 p.m., I would probably see if that would survive till like Greensboro or so. But that's your line moving over the Appalachians. Pretty sure. Is it a line or is it just? It's just thunderstorm development there. Yeah, it's no longer a line. It's more of just a cluster. You can see it's a cluster of rain, and then you just have some embedded areas of stronger storms here. And that's eventually going to move all the way into Charlotte, North Carolina. And then eventually it's actually going to survive all the way till Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and move off the coastline of the U.S. tomorrow morning towards about 4 to 5 a.m. So these little clusters, they've got a long way to go. They're going to survive all the way down until they get to the coastline here. Of course, they will weaken significantly by the time they get to that area tomorrow morning. After we get to about like midnight or so, which they will be around generally in this area here, congealed into a line, around midnight Eastern time, that's when they'll start to weaken, and then they'll keep progressing eastward. Yeah, but like I said, so tomorrow, here is your risk area for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure Lucky's going to chase. So if you do live in this area here, the biggest issue tomorrow is going to be Lucky's driving. So probably best to stay off the roads if you live in this area. I'm going to go ahead and make sure. I'm going to tell Lucky about this too. I'm going to send it to him. Let's see. See what he says. Gracious. Yeah, but in more serious here, it's not a big threat at all. Lucky is just, he's very, it's not that far from him at all. He's very local in this region. The best severe threat is like right over here. He lives in Raleigh, and as you can see, 5 to 6 p.m., they're literally forming like almost over his house. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. Whereas if I were to chase out here, I got to go from Martinsville down to 20, down over this way, down to Burlington, past Durham, into Raleigh, and then that's where I would figure out exactly where to go. And that right there is a 2-hour drive. Which, if it was a higher threat, man, I'd do that in a heartbeat. But for just a couple rain showers, not really too interested in it. And that's really what they're going to be. So you're going to have a line here that produces 40 to up to 60 mile per hour winds. And then you're going to have a very low end but non-zero tornado threat along that cold front, warm front, and low pressure on the northern side. And just like I drew before, overall, your biggest threat is going to be in this area right in here. Generally in there, because your low pressure is going to be back here with your cold front down here, warm front right here. That's going to move eastward. And as you can see, it progresses the storms just like so. So not a very high-end threat. Like I said, your biggest issue tomorrow is Lucky being on the roads. See here. Also, probably don't want to leave your trash cans out either. He likes to hit those. Yeah, he broke his mirror before. Believe me, he doesn't hit them on purpose, but he's hit like 2 of them. I was about to say 3, but I think he's hit 2. Yeah, I've been driving now. I don't know how. I don't know how he does it. I've been driving for shoot. How long? Dang, I'm old, man. I think 5 years now. I know, I'm sorry if that offended anybody right there, but I still, and just time went by so fast. The last like 5, 6 years, time went by so fast. I still think I'm like 13. So the fact that I'm almost 20, yikes. It shocks me. But I've been driving for like 5 years. No incident ever. I've never been pulled over. No tickets. Never hit anybody. Never scratched anything. Never hit trash cans and mailboxes. Never even ran off the road in 5 years of driving. Even chasing after tornadoes and severe storms. I've never hit anything. Never. Never hit a thing. I knocked on wood. Lakeisha, I did. You're right. I could hit something tomorrow. I gotta go somewhere tomorrow, so I'll knock on wood a couple more times there. But 5 years, I've never had any type of incident. And then Lucky gets two trash cans, a bunch of other stuff. I don't really want to tell you guys. Just know he's not the best driver out there. You guys got to get on him for that. Oh no. Let's see here. Ben, that stream's probably older than you. Yes, I do remember that actually. Dude. Nobody tell Lucky I've talked trash about his driving. Oh man, I'm doomed when he goes live tomorrow because he's going to be trash talking all my driving. TRG drives perfectly. How dare he? Yeah, they did downgrade most of these severes to, yeah, pretty much all of them except for the one over Collinsville, northeastern Alabama. So downgraded, downgraded, downgraded. Um, and I think this has actually been upgraded here over Sneed. Do you say that like Sneed? Like Sneed from Twisted on Roblox? Storm chasing game? How do you say that? But near this area, Sneed is just what I'm going to roll with in northeastern Alabama. I think you guys got upgraded here to a significant severe 1.75-inch hail. So make sure you are indoors, away from doors and windows. And also a new severe that has also been upgraded here. Milton, Roswell, Holly Springs, Woodstock. You guys all just gotten a new severe for 1.75-inch hail. Be 28 this year. Man. Still young. Still young. Even though you gotta know, I've called myself old ever since I was like 16. At least since I turned 16, I've called myself old. Yeah, 28's definitely still young, Caleb. For sure. Very, very relatable, Lakeisha. Even though I'm almost 10 years younger than you, still very relatable. It's just, well, my body went downhill for probably a different reason once I turned 16. But yeah, not so fun now. Yeah, you better say 28's young, Caleb. We'll ban you. Only we get to call ourselves old. That's it. I'm 19, Lakeisha. I'll turn 20 on the 25th of June. I'm gonna be 20, man. I haven't let that settle in yet. Yeah, see, Caleb, you call yourself old, but you're only like... How old are you? 15? 16? I don't know. 15, 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 16 Yeah. I was like 14. Yeah, Ben, I was. No, no, I'll turn 20 in June. Yay. That's gonna be a fun one. Let's see if any of these have changed at all. Hopefully, I can celebrate my 20th birthday by live streaming a tornado to you guys in an open field somewhere in. I don't know where an open field is in North Carolina. Honestly, there's not many of them. But that'd be nice if I could see my first tornado right around my birthday. And there's a good chance of it. We had last year around my birthday, I think 2 days after my birthday. It was on Caleb's birthday, June 27th, Caleb. Last year, we had a severe threat. That was just 2 days after my birthday. There was a severe threat near my area. You know, now I gotta go look at it. Or was that in 2023? You know what? We're gonna go do a dive into the severe threats on my birthday. June 25th. So last year, there was indeed a severe threat, a big old slight risk. Big slight risk, not near me. Now, was this near me? 2023. I was almost in a marginal risk, but it wasn't technically near me in 2023. 2021 wasn't even close to me. 2020, 2020, I had a marginal risk in 2020 on my birthday. And let's see, enhanced risk that underperformed by a milestone in 2019. So, man, like pretty much almost every year 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 all had severe weather days on my birthday, and then 2022 did not. Then 2023 did, 2024 did, and we'll see what 2025 has for me. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a severe threat to chase on my birthday. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's see here. Down to the second when I was born. There's no way. I don't even think my birth certificate tells me that. Buying subs good. If you're referring to the food of subs, yes, I love subs. If you're referring to subs on Twitch, yeah, gifting subs can help people out. If you're referring to subs as in subscribers on YouTube, no. Never buy subs on YouTube. It destroys your channel and it is against YouTube TOS. Buying subscribers on YouTube is the best way to destroy your channel. It just grows a fake community, and it's against YouTube's TOS, which means they could terminate your channel at any point if they figure out you bought subs, so do not do that. Yeah, a sub in terms of subs from like a restaurant or making a sub, yeah, those are good. I will say though, I'm not a lettuce or tomato person. I wonder if that's just me, but I do not like lettuce or tomatoes. What's this? Oh, okay, I see it. Dude. You're not either, Legacy? Yeah. I'm a little picky with food. Not too picky with it though. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes or lettuce. Like those are the two things that I'm gonna try to avoid for food. Nope, I love salads, Legacy. There you go. I'm weird. I don't like lettuce, but somehow I love salads. I think it's like lettuce as like a topping, but I love salads. How's that possible? I told you I'm weird, man. I'm weird. I guess it's just like a topping, Ben. Like lettuce on a sub. Pickled eggs? Caleb, you sound like a psychopath. I've never tried them, but that sounds like a psychopathic food right there. You know what? They actually look good. I've never tried them, but I would definitely try them. They look better than how they sound. They sound disgusting. They don't look half bad. Well, there's a green one that looks absolutely disgusting. I hope you ain't eating green eggs, Caleb. Jeez. Man, no wonder why your math scores are bad. You're eating green eggs. Oh, man. Another significant severe there. That's going into South Carolina for Anderson. You think they look nasty, Chip? You gotta get a good one. I just saw a green one. It looks ill. But like if it's a normal egg, like these are normal eggs, they don't look that bad in my opinion. Purple ones? Oh my goodness. Caleb, you have some explaining to do. You like purple and green eggs? Oh my goodness. I'm from the 1800s, Caleb. Jeez. 1800s. Man, I bet you don't even know how long ago that was. Caleb, I bet you think that was probably 19 years ago was the 1800s. There's Caleb's math for you guys, by the way. Thinks I'm from the 1800s. I'm only 19. We have talked about everything in this stream. Thankfully, including the weather, too. I'm not like Lucky. When I'm off topic, at least I'm still looking at the weather. We've talked about freaking purple and green eggs. We've talked about interstates. We've talked about age. How I'm gonna be 20 years old. I'm gonna be old in my opinion, but like I said, you can always call yourself old. And then I'll consider like Lakeisha's 28. That's still young. By the way, Legacy, thank you for becoming a member for over 20 months now. Gracious. I swear you just hit like 12 months a month ago. Holy moly. 20 months? Gracious. You're older than Caleb's mentality right there. Try to think of a way to insult him without overdoing it. Oh wait, I can say that. Wait, that's an insult. I gotta save that one for when I text him later. Yep. Ben, you have been a member for officially 0 days. Congratulations. Nothing wrong with not being a member. It's just a way to support me a little bit more. Just being here supports me plenty enough. Just liking the stream, subscribing, being here, memberships. I mean, it's all one on top of the other there. Just supporting me further and further. Oh, come on. You both are memberships? Now you make me feel bad. I feel like I just talked you both into giving me money. But thank you for becoming a membership and a member chip. And Ben, apparently you were already a member. You got a little red NATO next to you right there. It means you've been a member before. Good advertising. That wasn't meant to be an advertisement. I wasn't trying to get you to waste your money. Oh, I get it, because chip. So it's a member chip. Good one, Legacy. I'm just a nice dude. Now let's not go that far, Ben. Let's not go that far. We know your record now, buddy. Appreciate it, Sean. Appreciate it. I know it's pretty random. These streams could get very random when we're not strictly covering weather. But actually, a lot of this stuff is weakened since we first started. We're down to, I think, just 2 significant severes, right? This one, and the one in South Carolina. I think that's all the significant severes. Is that one north of... Okay, nope, we're 3. So this one over Sneed for 3 minutes. The one north of Atlanta for Roswell for 18 minutes. And then still this one out here in Anderson, northwestern South Carolina for 33 minutes. I don't think you will, Lakeisha, but it's still worth keeping an eye on just in case. I'm not too sure if I'll be live tomorrow, and I'm not too sure what I'm doing. There's a low chance I'll chase. There's a chance I stream, but I can tell you this. Lucky is going to be live tomorrow. He's going to chase, so you could always tune into his stream. I think he's planning on starting around 2, but I'm not too sure. He told me 2 p.m., but as seen in the gaming streams, 2 p.m. means 3 p.m., and then when he comes at 3 p.m., he leaves till 6 p.m. So... You never really know. He told me he will be live around 2 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. So you could go to his channel, Lucky's Weather. He's got like almost 500 subscribers over there. The timing for you, let me look at the timing, because yours should be earlier. It looks like probably around 2 to 5 p.m. 2 to 5 p.m. I know that's a pretty big window there, but that's because storms could easily speed up or slow down. So around that time frame. He's either eating or sleeping. Yep, that's lucky for you. Look at Discord? Sure. I mean, no, never. Ooh, thunderstorm. Dude. I'm moving to Tennessee. Very, very high-based clouds right there. Great photos there, Legacy. Sweet. Both of those are really nice. You can see the photogenic part of the storm when it's first rolling in, and then the full-blown rain shaft with some small hail-damaging winds on that second photo. Oh my goodness. Lucky's about to hop on stream. I think he heard us. Chat, be respectful. Delete your messages right now. Anything you ever talked negative about Lucky, quick, delete it. Quick. Well, he's about to tune into the stream. Don't worry, he'll be gone in 30 seconds probably. Pretend he's never hit trash cans. Pretend we never talked about him being the main hazard tomorrow because of his driving. Oh, and he's calling. Everyone, be quiet. What's up, Lucky? How are you?
Mute me.
You're not muted. What's up?
Alright. Guys, don't delete your messages.
Crap. Run. I left the call. Man. We were all talking nice about you, I promise.
Not what DM says.
What did DM say? They don't say anything. What do you mean? The only thing I sent you was Lakeisha talking about people leaving trash cans in the road. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I never sent that. That wasn't me, man. You were just sleeping. You were too busy watching your TV, man. I never sent you anything. Had Doritos today. I stopped eating Doritos because I have a fear. There's a fear now of it just cutting my throat. So I don't eat Doritos anymore. I have a fear that they will just cut my throat because one got stuck before and that was the end of it for me. Maybe every once a year, but I don't know. I'm scared of them.
I'm gonna get to do some Doritos. Oh, hold on.
I won't eat them anyways. Think we all have that fear? Yeah. Just mine was almost realized one day. I was like, nope. No, thank you. There's also another reason too, but I won't mention it on stream. Because here she's like sponsorship. Oh man, no, if they want to sponsor me, I'll take it. I'll still take it. I'll just give it all away. That will be some giveaways. Free Doritos. Wait, Lucky's gone. Did I not tell you he'd be gone in 30 seconds?
I'm back.
I told you guys he would be gone in 30 seconds. He left, but now he's back. But I told you he'd be gone in 30 seconds.
Well, guys, my father called.
I told you he'd be gone in 30 seconds. Yeah, Lucky, you screenshotted that yourself. Congratulations. Look at you. You screenshotted a message in chat. Good job.
That you sent to me.
No proof. That's your DM, not mine. You can literally see that it says Lucky.
I really
it's Lucky, so it's not yours. Let's see here. What? Dude. Great, I shouldn't have said I'm afraid of Doritos, because now chat's not going to let that go. This dude. Oh, man. No, but please tell me I'm not the only one who's afraid of a Dorito.
No, I'm scared of them too, bro. Like.
No, if you eat blue Cool Ranch Doritos, I do not understand you.
Wait,
I'm sorry, I don't like them. They are one of the worst flavors of Doritos out there. I do not understand you. How do you like them? I do not like Cool Ranch Doritos. But let me tell you what changed it. Chemotherapy changed it. I loved him. I used to eat him daily when I was little. Chemo destroyed him. I hate him. I can't eat him anymore. So I don't understand you. I think I just destroyed Lucky's brain. And I swear they changed the recipe of it too. Same for Hershey's chocolate. I swear they changed
No,
those two
be
recipes. I
quiet,
still love
bro.
Hershey chocolate. I still love that.
Be,
Don't worry.
no.
But I swear they changed the recipe, especially Cool Ranch. I mean, it tastes completely different. Also, I went through COVID 3 different times. No, a lot more than that. A lot more than 3. So that probably screwed it up too.
I can't stand you right now. I don't even want to talk to you right now. Blue Cool Ranch Doritos, like you're talking about the Doritos with the blue bag.
Yeah, yeah,
And you hate them.
yeah.
And I'm friends with this dude.
I don't like them. Now, if I eat like a bunch of them, eventually they'll taste better, but that's the thing. I don't want to eat a bunch of Doritos. But I'm just not a big fan of them. Cool Ranch is one of the best chips to me.
Thank you. Who said that?
Overrated. Overrated.
Oh.
Do you have a bag right now? If they are one of the best chips to you, you'd have a bag right now. Do you have a bag, Lucky?
It's downstairs.
Okay, see, so Lucky likes Cool Ranch. Does Chip like chips? I'd imagine so.
Chip, you should change the name to Doritos.
But yeah, like if I would eat like a bunch of Cool Ranch, then it starts to taste like it used to, but now I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Lucky, we've went through every single phase on this stream. We've talked about like so much stuff. It's crazy. We like literally, well, at one point of the stream, we were discussing how, do you know what a green sign is for roads and interstates? What does that mean?
A toll? No, wait. Let
me send you. I'm gonna send you a. It's a very small screenshot. Sorry, but that.
That's like a route. It's a.
I discovered this today.
It's not highway, obviously. So. Wait. Well, how about? Do you know where that picture was located, or like where that was?
Yes, but if I say it, it's probably gonna give it away.
Oh. It's not North Carolina, is it?
It's North Carolina.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've seen a few of those.
Yeah, that's because you've driven all around this area.
Wait, I've driven around this area. That where this.
We've been through the area. Okay, we haven't driven on it, but we went like just a little bit to the east of it together.
Oh, okay. So it's either western or eastern. It's not central North Carolina, is it? There's no way. There's no.
Depends on what you consider central.
Let me see.
Because in my opinion, it is in central NC.
Central NC. All the way to like.
Here, this is my opinion. West, central, east.
Okay, so if it's in central, it's not the Raleigh Durham area, is it? No.
Nah.
Oh no, it's is it near? Did we chase here recently?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's near.
But do you know what the sign means? We're not trying to figure out where the freaking road is. We're trying to figure out what the sign means.
Wait, it's like I want to say it stands for route, like a ROUTE. It's like route 8. What number is that? Like just route 85. I mean, I don't know what it means. Doesn't that mean that there's a toll at certain?
It's business. It means business.
Okay,
get it? It means business. No, it's actually like business Interstate 85, business loop Interstate 85.
And now where is this located?
North Carolina.
Well, no. You said where? I asked
High
Point.
Point.
You said you knew where. Okay, that was gonna be my guess. Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point.
Oh yeah, that's why you said Durham. It's real close there, bud. Not really that close, Lucky.
Lucky, we all know you have an F in study hall.
No, Caleb got a freaking 8.3 on his math.
Dang, dude! Oh,
I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know that was possible. 8.3%. How do you do that
Bruh.
bad, dude? Like, if you get a 0, okay, like maybe you didn't study like whatsoever, but 8.3, like, what? What happened?
Dude.
Oh,
Yo, there's
I also
no.
gotta tell Lucky. Lucky, what does cubed mean? Like 12 cubed. What does that mean?
Oh, I forgot which one. It's a 3. The power of 3. No,
Boom!
2.
Boom!
2, 3, 3, 3,
3,
3.
3. Yeah, 3. But see, you still got it. It's an exponent. There you go. See, Caleb? Lucky knew it. That dude's dumb. And he knew it.
Yeah, squared, cubed. I don't know what's out there. I'll be honest
All
with
right.
you. I didn't pay attention that much.
Well, we're gonna have to end. I'm gonna go ahead and end before this gets
Why?
too crazy.
Why?
Because that way I could go talk to you. I want to talk to you.
No.
You're in
I
trouble.
like. What?
You're in big trouble. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Thing in my phone. Sorry.
I gotta go talk to Lucky. He's in trouble. It's friendly fighting. We do it all the time. Come on, you can't recognize it. me and Lucky friendly fight all the time, but he's in trouble. Gaming stream today. Lucky said no. He doesn't like y'all. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you mods for not in chat.
Today.
Oh well.
9:15.
9:15.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be over there on the gaming channel. You guys know Lucky's gonna go live tomorrow chasing. He forced me to tell you guys that. So
I did not. He has no proof of it.
I'm gonna start. Never mind. All right, say bye, Lucky.
Bye, chat. Love y'all. See you on the gaming stream. Y'all should definitely tune in.
Leaving because I want to go talk to Lucky. We're going to do a gaming stream, and the severe threat is moving off to the southeast, and there's still like 1 or 2 significant storms, but they're starting to.
And guys, believe it or
weaken.
not, the mod dome has broke through in my area. I got rain.
That's gonna be it. We'll talk to you guys in the gaming stream. Stay safe on severe weather.
Right,
have a great rest of your night. Bye.
Goodbye. See you later, brothers.
Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next live stream that I do. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.